Hi, guys.
Well, my computer says it's 5:31. So I'm going to call the meeting to order. We only have one item. And let me just give you a quick explanation. I got a email from Barbara. Oh, hi, how are you?
Joy's here, yes.
Yep. I got a quick email from her, and she wanted to know when she needed to put in another project because she just realized that they were running out of the money. Now, they had asked for a certain amount, and it went 2 years. And it's not huge. The only thing I'm not sure of, and especially after the discussion last night, was about minimum wage. If the library is giving Carol minimum wage for this work. But I think we'll go ahead and vote this amount. And
she said $20 an hour in her request.
Oh, okay. Then we're all set.
Yeah, her request said 3 hours per week at $20 per hour for 2 years.
Oh, I guess I didn't note that. I got confused with the big discussion last night on the budget. Anyway, this would carry them for another 2 years then. Have any of you checked out that website?
Yes.
Yeah, it's got an awful lot of stuff in it. They really, I don't know if she's going to, she lists all the things that still needs to be put into the website someplace. And I think, okay, she said the canal and Southampton at War pages have not been worked on at all. They're doing the House Brothers photographs. She is looking for more information about West Part and the cellar holes and the reservoirs. She's looking for the Kennedy plane crash and the movie making that's been done here and more things. So she's got a ways to go. Anyway, what she would like then is this $6,240 to continue with the work. So I guess, we've funded it before.
$240 total?
Yeah.
That's not.
$240.
6,240.
6,000. Oh.
Yeah, 6,240.
It's too bad Barbara's not here. From a historical point of view, my question would be, this is taking quite a long time.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the constraints are here, but I kind of wonder if she had been requesting an additional amount of money here, whether it could be moved along faster than it has been moving along. My guess is that this has been going on for 4 or 5 years now.
It's been.
And if you look at the website, they've made progress, but there's still an awful lot to go on there. And she, in this request, is only saying 3 hours a week for 2 years.
I'm wondering if that's all Carol wants to do. Because I'm thinking if you're sitting there for 3 hours,
yeah,
going through those documents and putting them on the site.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know who's doing it anymore. I know in the beginning, which again, I'm saying is at least 5 years ago, there was a young girl who was doing it, but I don't know who's doing it now.
Okay.
It's Carol Goulet, I think, retired.
Oh, okay.
And the young girl was Lindsay.
Yeah.
forgot her last name, but her mother was on the library board of trustees. I can't say for sure either. I'd be surmising exactly what you are, Virginia, thinking, is this something Carol has said she likes, the 3 hours a week, does that work for her lifestyle or whatever? But I think Bob raises a really good point about, well, this could go on another 4 or 5 years, if it was to be 2 people or 3 people, would then it, be completed or at least closer to completion? I think it's a good question.
Or if Carol doubled her hours,
Yeah.
if she wanted to.
If she wanted to, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I looked at the site, and my guess is that not all the House Brothers pictures are there.
No, he says that.
It's very incomplete. Yeah, and I know, because I personally, from the historical point of view, had given Carol a lot of information from Dick Frary about Revolutionary and Civil War grave sites at the cemetery, and I don't think any of that has been addressed yet. But so there's still a lot to go on there.
Well, I think what we should do is go ahead with this amount and then talk to them and see if they want.
Yeah.
3 hours a week isn't a lot of time to spend on it.
Yeah, I would think, and then at least give them more hours, and they can come back.
Yeah.
Barbara can always come back. This is not a huge amount.
Have they ever estimated about how much time at this pace, how much time they would need?
I don't think so.
Not in my recollection. The other thing about this whole project is that I can remember back in the beginning of this that the library was saying, we are not a research library, and therefore we don't hold a lot of historical documents. And I can understand that that's so. I would think Forbes Library is more of a research library.
Oh, yeah.
So, how far they want to go with it is, I don't know.
Well, I think that their main thing is to get in the documents that they have, or that are held in town that are easy to get to. But I know that they have quite a few things, and there's additional materials over at that the Historical Commission has, and the church has.
Yep.
So I don't know, but I think that at this point we should just go ahead. This is my feeling.
Yeah.
Tell me if
Go
you're-
with what they've asked for, and question whether another request would move it along faster. I don't.
Yeah. Yeah, that.
Can I ask another question? Because I wasn't associated with CPC when the original request came in, which is now exhausted. But this question has come to me. Is there any other source that the library could use, a resource, I should say, that the library could use to support this project, specifically through the Mass Library Association? Has that question ever come up before?
No, well, I don't know if it has. It may have, Barbara may have, checked that out.
Okay. If you're going to go back to her, if you could ask that question, it's come to me from other places that, CPC money, it's nice that we have it, it's great, but could they be compensated for this project or supported, in another way? That's the question.
And just in terms of the longevity of the project, if she worked at $6,240 at $20 an hour is 312 hours. And if you divide that, by the number of 3 hours per week, that accounts for 104 weeks, which is 2 years. 2
Yes.
years, which is exactly the length that the other project went.
Yes.
Okay.
When was the other project approved? What year?
It would have been 2 years ago, probably. Because
Well, my curiosity is just were you working during COVID? Like, wasn't the library closed?
yeah, but it
Or
was.
was she doing it remotely? I'm just wondering, like, were the funds being used during COVID?
There were a lot of library staff there even through COVID
Okay.
in a very safe way. They didn't bring the public in and hardly have done it even yet so far. You know, if you wanted a book, you ordered it through CMARS or through calling them directly, and then they put it together. I know this because my husband does it every week. And then they put it together in a bag, and then you went over there at times and it was like on a table waiting for, but the staff was there and there were only, 3 or 4 people at any given time or less. So I think Carol was probably still working through COVID.
Yeah.
Just wondering. Thank you.
Any other comments or questions?
Well, maybe they could hire someone in addition to Carol, maybe that young girl again. Or
She's gone. She's gone.
But that's up to them to bring to us, right? I mean, we have a question before us whether this project is worth supporting, and I will move that we support it and move it forward to town meeting at the dollar amount requested.
Second.
Okay. Any other comments? I will talk with Barbara and see if, she wants to speed it up or if this is what Carol wants to do, to get it done.
I wouldn't mind seeing some metrics as well, like how much they've scanned per year. I mean, like, what are we getting for our money? Just out of curiosity.
Randall, you can go to the site that is mentioned in the attachment to this thing, and it'll show you that a lot of it, quite frankly, is not online, but it's on zip drive, so that you can go into the library and take out a zip drive and bring it home and do your research on blah, blah, blah. So yeah, you've got both things going on at the same time.
I just hope it's all backed up with, a multi-year project that we've got this much money into. I know it seems like our IT work is moving forward. We're on the cloud now for backup, which is a great move. And I'm hoping that this stuff is included in that. It would be nice to have this much work be backed up in our historical documents.
Yep.
Especially like if, the library is close to the public. I know if you're talking about people going and getting a flash drive, if it's up on a cloud where people can have like a login to access to, that would be great. Something like that down the road. But yeah.
Something to move towards, but I'd like to, if we get asked for more input, that would be my input, is making sure that there's a backup.
Okay.
But we've got a motion and a second.
In a second. Any other discussion? Are you ready to vote?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay. Those who are in favor of sending this on to town meeting, I guess.
Aye.
Thumbs up, yes.
Paper aye.
Palmer, yes.
Brown, yes.
And Tishman, aye.
Camp aye.
Any abstentions or not voting? Voting no? Okay. Well, that concludes our business. I've got a list of things I will ask her when I talk to her about it, and try to get some answers and see where it goes. And if there is no other business, I thank you for the time today. And I could hear a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
I just want to say our next meeting is May the 5th.
Yeah. Yeah, May 5th. And
Okay.
one real quick assignment. Start thinking about something we could do for Celebrate Southampton. I have one idea, but last year we just had an exhibit and it did get some traffic. But we just can't go back and do another exhibit. So that's your assignment.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day.
We'll think about it. Thank you.
Meeting is then adjourned.
All right.
Okay.
Good night.
Thanks,
Good
everybody.
night, everybody.
Stay safe.
Night.
Good night.